Jeff here again. I want to dive deeper into the auto import settings. I touched on it a little bit in the last video in dealing with file naming conventions and those types of things, but I want to show you how with our Old Time Studio in particular that there's some additional things that you can benefit from in using the auto import setting dialog box. So here we are in Lightroom Classic again. I'm just going to go to this new file because if you watched the previous video, you saw that I auto import rather into this new folder. So under File, we're going to go auto import settings. Back to this. So drop them in here, they show up here, blah, blah, blah. So where we really gain the advantage of an Insta-Image, my file naming convention here, my Old Time Studio is exactly the same naming convention. So it's two characters for the date, for the year, 2 characters for the month, 2 characters for the day. So you've got, looks like 2001-13, but it's really 2001, January, and 13th, which is today's date. Where we gain the advantage in the Old Time Studio is right here in this develop settings. I have it set to none because for my sports business, I just generally will always import and have nothing done to the image. Now, keep in mind, when you do apply a develop setting in Lightroom, it is non-destructive editing. So you are not hurting, damaging, you're not doing anything but basically applying an overlay to it. And that can easily be undone. And at the studio, we will import the folder, or import the files rather, similarly into an import folder. They come into a new folder, and then we'll move them, or we'll actually at the studio, this subfolder name will be a number. So we will use today's date, for example, being 13. We'll have it in the January folder, and we'll have this as a 13. So each morning we go in here and change this number to the current date. Now, one of the beauties of this naming convention is it doesn't care what folder it's going in. It looks at the file itself. So if you accidentally don't update this at the studio to the new date, which would be today, it's no big deal because the folder or the file name will automatically be correct. So let's go back to this develop settings. Click on that. I have it set to none for my sports photos because I don't want anything done to them. But all of my develop settings from the develop module appear here. I can change, or I can have that photo, I can have all of these effects applied to them. And as you can see, there's lots and lots and lots. These are all presets. I happen to have, I'm just going to show you what we do at the studio, Doc Wenzel's sepia. This is a recipe that we use at the studio. So the folder or the file will come in straight off the card, go into our auto import dialog. And what happens, the beauty of it, we're going to click over here and go, I just have some photos that I'm just going to mess around with. We're going to drop them into the import folder and come back into the new folder and watch these photos appear. There they go. And we're going to scroll back up to the top. Setting up the camera here, you can see the photos aren't all that great, but you can see they're all turning to sepia tone, which in the old time business is the way we roll. Almost all of our photos are sepia tone. So some are black and white, some are aged color, but we start at this point, and you can see that it's working its way through getting all of these turned over. These are much larger files. I shoot raw files at home with the sports business. We shoot JPEGs in the studio. So this is a very fast process at the studio. Then we'll display from here to a customer in this kind of a fashion. And I hit tab to go full screen, and it takes the wings away on the sides. Tab to go back, just to make the images bigger, or you can go full screen by hitting the F, just as an example of what you can do to be showing a customer. So again, we have all these photos come in. We automatically sepia tone them, and that all happens right here in this auto import dialog box. Very powerful stuff. I highly encourage you to use this. There's a lot of different fun things that you can do with it, and it really speeds up your workflow. Hope you enjoy this video. Again, it's Jeff at InstaImage. I will see you in the next video.